Hi, Phyllis here. This morning we're going to turn leftover chuck roast into beef stew. I'm going to position the camera so that you can see everything I'm doing. I have already browned 2 tablespoons of flour. Just set that aside. And I also dipped some of the fat from the top of the juice that was left over from the beef stew. Now, what I'm going to do is take pieces of the beef stew and cut all the fat off of it, pretty much as I can get off. Okay, see, that's a pretty lean piece of meat. I'm just going to cut them up with my scissors into small chunks. Now, the leftovers from this beef I will probably put into a liquid and boil tomorrow and end up making some beef and vegetable soup. See that big chunk of fat? Cut that right off. Okay. Now, I'm also going to cut up the vegetables and put those in there too. These are my potatoes. I'm just going to finish taking that peeling off on both ends. Again, this is leftover chuck roast. It had carrots, onions, and potatoes in it. So I'm just going to cut that like that. Now, I'm going to continue cutting up this beef and the vegetables, and I'll be right back to show you how to put all this together. Alright, this is the pot that the chuck roast was cooked in yesterday, and I picked all the meat and the carrots and the potatoes out and cut them up. I've separated the beef into 2 bowls. The vegetables and the beef in one bowl, and this is the fat and muscle, and tendon, whatever all that stuff is, from the beef, and I'm going to use this tomorrow in making vegetable beef soup. And after I've boiled it, I'm going to scoop all the fat off the top of it. But anyway, this is what we're going to fix today. And as you can see, I've got them all cut up in about maybe 1-inch squares. Now, I'm heating up this leftover, it's just very thin gravy from yesterday. And I've browned 2 tablespoons of flour with some of the fat that I dipped off that pot. So I'm going to use this to thicken up the gravy from yesterday. So I've got my burner on medium-high, and I'm just going to bring this to a boil. And I can just go ahead and put this browned flour and oil in right now. Again, that was about 2 tablespoons of flour and about 2 tablespoons of oil or fat from scooped off the top of the pan where the chuck roast was cooked. I'm going to dump that in. Now, the only seasoning that was put into this roast in the very beginning was the teriyaki. And so I'm probably going to sprinkle a little more of that in, plus I'm going to add some water. Then I'm going to dump the beef, carrots, and the potatoes into this mixture. So as this is heating up, I want to talk to you about the chuck roast again. Now, I bought that chuck roast along with another one that was just a teeny bit smaller, and they were on sale, buy one get one free. So the first one that they charged me for was $6.67, and that's the one we cooked yesterday. And the other one, of course, was free because it was buy one get one free. So that made each of the chuck roast about $3.33. Now, the one that we fixed yesterday, we will be making 3 meals out of it. We ate the chuck roast yesterday, a little bit of it. Today we're going to have it as beef stew, and tomorrow I'm going to fix some vegetable beef soup, and that will last for several days because we usually eat soup for supper. Now, once I boil this, a lot of that fat will come off of it, but we'll have the taste of the beef in the water, and that's where I'm going to make as my soup stock. Okay, our gravy here is beginning to boil now. I'm going to add a little bit of water, just a couple of squirts of the teriyaki, and as soon as it gets up to a complete boil, so I can tell how thick the gravy is, we will add the vegetables. After I've added the vegetables and the meat, we'll just simmer it for just a little while. Now, I don't care for beef fat, and of course it's not good for you anyway, so I've tried to cut off as much of it as I could possibly get off and just have the lean meat there. Okay, I'm going to have to add a little more water to this. Alright, again I used about 2 tablespoons of oil and about 2 tablespoons of flour. Stir that around a little bit and let it come up to a full boil. Our beef stew is now boiling, and I'm going to cut the burner down now and just simmer it. We've got lots of potatoes and little cubes of beef in there, and of course I already know that roast is very tender because I put tenderizer on it when we cooked it. So today for lunch we're going to have the beef stew, and we're also going to have the leftover cauliflower and broccoli and red bell peppers from yesterday. And we're going to have biscuits. Now, I want to talk to you a minute about the chuck roast. This chuck roast cost us about $3.33. We had the meal yesterday at lunch. We're going to have this one today. So it's just the 2 of us, so that's 4 meals. This will make 2 meals for us. So yesterday's 2, this is 2, and then 2 more, that's 6. And then the leftover beef that had all the fat and everything on it, I'm going to turn that into beef vegetable soup tomorrow. And I usually make enough for us to have 3 servings, so that would equal to 6 servings. So if you wanted to look at it like that, we would end up with 2, 4, 6, about really 12 servings off one $3 roast. Now, we only eat about 3 ounces of any kind of animal protein at a time. So that helps if you don't eat that much animal protein. Now tomorrow I will probably put this beef stew over French bread that's been toasted, and I'll just serve a salad with it. So anyway, here it is. And I hope you'll try this by being frugal with your meat and using as much of it as you can in different ways and spread it out over several meals. All right, that's it. Thank you.